What's up, guys? American Mexican Gunslinger. We talked about the 5 pros. Now let's talk about the 5 cons. Why people don't like the AK. My number 1, the ammo is steel cased. Majority of the ammo the AKs fire are steel cased, and a lot of people say that ammo is inaccurate. It's not good at all, and it's relatively poor quality. Which majority of it, yes, because they have all these hard primers, so it gives you light primer strikes sometimes. But it's also because the ammo is starting to become more scarce, you guys, because all these other conflicts are happening around us, you know. And so the ammo is starting to become a little bit more harder to get, and it's not as easy to obtain like the 5.56 ammo. That's majority of it's made here in the United States compared to the 760x39, which majority of it's made in Russia. So yeah, because you know they're going through a whole battle right now, so it's gonna get a little bit more scarce to get that ammunition, and that is one con that I don't like about the AK right now. The number 2 con, parts availability. There is lots of companies making parts, but they're expensive. Yes, you guys, the parts for AKs are more expensive than the AR-15. Stocks, like this stock for example, is $120 stock. Like $120 for a stock when I can buy a little A2 stock for an AR-15 that's 30 bucks. And the buffer tube assembly probably like 30-40 bucks, so it's like 70 bucks for the whole buffer tube and stock assembly, compared to like $200-300 for a whole adapter kit that you need to add to your gun. And that's just the stock, you guys. That's just the stock. The dust cover rails, the ones that are already railed up for you, those things cost up to $300. Like, what the? The AR-15 already has a top rail, unless you get one with a carry handle, and even those you can add a freaking scope on it with the top rail. Like, what the heck is going on? Like, that's insanely expensive. Like, for some folk that are rich, and like, dude, it's not that much money, because you have the bank. Some of these folk just don't. You know what I'm saying? And then the handguards, like, they cost up to $400-500 bucks, like, depending on what type, because I like my tactical handguards, you guys. And then you gotta configure it and change it up a lot, and then do all these other things to it. So it's a lot more complicated, and it's a lot more expensive, you guys. And that's my number 2 con that I don't like about the AK. The number 3 con, what I don't like about the AK, is they consider it the bad guy gun. So anyone who has an AK is considered, in the eyes of people, a bad guy. And it's sad to say, but it's one of those guns that have been used in different parts of the world. Even in Mexico, you know, they call it el cuerno de chivo. And those people over there use it for bad things, you guys. So, like, it's just crazy, you know. And then over there right now in Russia and the Ukraine, like, they're having a whole war and stuff. And like the Russian mafia has AKs, and the Taliban has AKs, you know, and all these, everyone who has an AK is considered a bad guy in the eyes of the good guys, like with AR-15s and stuff. So the AK is like considered the bad guy gun of the world, you guys. And that's my 3rd con why I don't like about the AK, because you'll be considered a bad guy. My number 4 con about the AK, you guys, is that you can't really build them unless you're Brandon Herrera. You know? I'm sorry, but if you're the AK guy, he's gonna probably be like, this guy doesn't know how to build AKs. No, I really don't. I don't know how to build AKs. If you can show me, that'd be dope. You know? Just like I can show you how to stop drinking. But anyways, yeah, you guys, The AKs are relatively hard to build, you guys. Like, it's not easy building an AK. Like, it doesn't take like actual pins like an AK where you just and then you have all your parts put together. Like, there's so many different things that go on to even build an AK, you guys. So it's really complicated to even build your own AK at home. You know, there's 80 percenters, which is just a sheet metal that you have to bend. You have to literally bend it a certain way and a certain angle in order for you to start fitting everything together. So it's a very, very long process depending on how experienced you are. So that's my number 4 con that I don't like about AKs, you guys. Now, the number 5th con I don't like about AKs. They have quite a bit of recoil, you guys. They do have quite a bit of recoil. So for new experienced shooters and other things like that, they do have significant amount of recoil. So it's not going to be as pleasant to shoot as an AR-15. You know what I'm saying? And it depends on how you control it too. So like, this is a metal stock, so it's gonna hurt a little bit more than a traditional AR-15 stock. And yeah, you guys, it's one of the cons that I don't like about it either, because it does jump around a lot, especially when you're rapid firing, guys. It does kick quite a bit, you guys, so you're gonna be off target too. And yeah, so yeah, the ammo is gonna have something to do with it as well. But if you're a good shooter with an AK and you have a lot of hand-to-hand training with it, it's not going to be a problem. But for those of you who are new to the AK platform, it is going to be a problem to get used to it, you guys, like I did. Like this is my first AK I've ever bought, and it was relatively hard for me to actually control it very well, but I ended up getting the hang of it. It takes a little bit of experience in order for you to start developing that training asset to the AK. So it is one of those it is one of those rifles that you can learn quickly. I'm not gonna lie, but it's one that takes time for you to master, you guys. It's not very easy. But yeah, those are my 5 cons about the AK, and yeah, you guys, and a little extra con that I don't like about AKs is the fact, like I said, you have to buy and build already. You have to buy and build, and they're very expensive, you guys. Like, this AK cost me $1,000. Like, there's AR-15s that cost $600, and they'll probably work as good. But AKs are relatively more expensive, you guys. So if you guys are looking at the AK market, get ready to put some cha-ching down to the cashier, because I remember the day I bought this, I put $100 bills, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? And he's like, well, dude, it is a good rifle. You cannot go wrong with it. But once I got it out in the range, I didn't even remember what I spent on it. I just remember that I had an AK. But so yeah, you guys, if you guys are gonna get into AKs, just remember, it's gonna cost you money. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you around. And this 15-round magazine seems to be working like a boss, guys.